Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Dondi DeVarreaux show. I am your girl, Val DeVarreaux, and I am accompanied by my brother from another mother.
Prince Dondi, how are you? It's good to see you again.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And before I forget, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button so you don't miss what I say, Dondi?
You said baby.
Episode. Because here on the Dondi DeVarreaux show, we keep it all the way loud, live, and in color, baby.
Yes,
Today's episode, we have entitled, Should an Ex Stay an Ex? And where we're going with this is, if you dated someone previously, and the time comes, time passes, and they want to come back, should you let them come back, or should you keep the past in the past?
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. That's really deep. I start, ooh wait.
Now you know that me personally, I don't believe in doing the moonwalk. So I don't believe in going backwards.
Okay,
I'm a progressive person.
Okay. Let's say this. That there is deep. See, but let's just say this. See, I got my voice back, everybody. See, my voice was gone for a minute, and now my voice is back. I'm live and in color with it. Look, hey, do not judge me because I'm gonna be getting some advice on this show today too.
Uh-oh.
Man, when I'm gonna be asking deep things too. I'm gonna be asking about many things. I've asked my sister many things. I got lots of questions too. And I just don't want to wait until after the camera because you're still something on my mind right now. And something on my mind right now, I'm gonna ask it.
Yes,
The dumb question is the question that's not asked, right?
Absolutely. That's what the teachers always say.
I'm not afraid.
The only stupid question is the question that you don't ask, right?
That's it. That's true. Well, I can say this. This is what I will say on that situation.
Have you ever gone back with an ex?
Have I ever gone back with an ex?
Somebody that you dated before?
Not really gone back with him, but we dibbled and dabbled. We dibbled and dabbled after the fact. And many years later, after we had dealt, as youngsters, we came back and we were older and dealing.
How did that go?
It went well at first. I gotta tell you, it really went well because we had both matured. Definitely, it went well. Because this is deep, so you're gonna hear me say and I know that's not a great thing to say or whatever, but it went kind of iffy because the thing about it is that things I wasn't ready for before I'm ready now, and things that she said she was ready for, pull the coattail, so I wasn't no shirt, meaning she wasn't ready for what she thought she was ready for. I don't think. So that it presented somewhat of a problem. But I can tell you this, it can truly work. Like some people get married and then they go divorce and then they get married again.
Now see, I would never do that. That's just
that's a deep thing. That's a deep thing. I think that's marriage is a deep thing. But I can see if you 20 years old and you get married, and then you all get divorced at 21, 22 years old, and then you all meet each other again at 40, and then you all get married. Yeah, I can understand that because these 20 years of difference of experience. And I can understand 20, because if a man is 20 think the same way at 40, then he has a problem. Or she has a problem. So my thing is that exes, should you take an ex back? That's a deep situation. That's
I wouldn't take an ex back.
That's why they're an ex.
I wouldn't.
But
they're gonna stay an ex.
We're gonna say within the realms of understanding what love and caring about is. That's it.
It had to be something that brought me. For me in particular, it was something in particular that made me end it in the beginning.
Okay, let me add this though. Well, you said that's true.
So that right there, depending on the severity of the breakup, like a good friend of mine, I spoke with him right before the show and I asked his opinion on it. And he said the same thing I said. He said it depends on, the severity and, how bad of a breakup was. I want to give a big up to P-Dub, my guy. And for me, whatever it was that brought me to that point of ending our relationship, that would not allow me to get back with you because I'm going to remember those things. I got an ex of mine right now trying to get back with me.
I understand, yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you, had he called me a few months ago, he
might
have had a better chance.
But see, the thing about it is that you're in the same, you're not in the same place, but you're in the same realm. So when you're in the same realm, you see better. And I want to add this and say this too. And you actually when you try to get back with an ex, or you gonna start dating again, you actually see the reason why they're an ex.
Exactly.
There you go. And
you see why you left them alone in the first place.
Yeah, because what is true?
Right.
What you know.
Like, why was I ever with this dude?
I'll say it in a spiritual way, in which a lot of people, when the truth come about, then what is partial passes away. And I would say that, even in marriage people, even people married, or people who have children, I can add that as well. Okay, you can try it, but 99.9%, I said, that you will see why, and it may go groovy and whatever for a month or two, couple months. But I guarantee he's gonna get back to hellbound.
It will, because
get back to
all of those same
feelings,
those trust issues, the hurts, all of that is gonna start to resurface.
Right. Yeah, it's like
when you're gonna start remembering all of that.
Right.
Like, and it's gonna be like,
it's not gonna be right.
It's not gonna be right. You can't never fully submit to this person, because in the back of your mind you remember.
You remember that, man. It's like,
and that's exactly why. This person I told you about last week trying to come back to me, and I'm like, I remember all the things you did. I remember what you did. I remember what you didn't do. And it doesn't matter to me now that you come with your crocodile tears and, this revelation that I've learned.
If you had stayed together and worked through that, it possibly would have been a different situation.
It would have been different.
But it didn't. Whatever it was got bad, then you ran out, or somebody, they left. They broke it off. Bam. And then it give them time to sit back. See, sometimes, and I do know this, you could be in an argument with a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Get into an argument with your spouse, and right there at that moment, and I know it's harder than the word hard, to actually walk away from the situation. Because I guarantee you, if you get that situation a couple of hours, a couple of minutes or something, and walk away from that situation, you come back to it, you're going to see it in a different light. You're going to see it in a different light. What do you say? Give them time to cool off.
And you know what? That's the mature thing to do. That's what mature people do. Yeah. But nowadays, you run into so many older people who are just as immature as you would expect a teenager to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone doesn't grow up. They just get bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
People understand what I'm saying.
They don't grow up, they grow out.
They don't grow up. They just get bigger.
Because let me tell you something.
Your mind doesn't expand. You don't evolve as a person. You still have that small mindset.
You know why that is? I strongly believe that is because of we're conformed in our minds to stay the same. We want to stay the same all the time. We want to program. There you go. We want to stay the same. Everybody has their bads except me. Everybody have their bads in life. Nobody's perfect except me. But the thing about it is,
I ain't even gonna touch that. Yeah.
No. Look, actually, it's like this though. In actual reality, is that we all have our flaws. Okay, everybody have their flaws. And my dad always said one thing. He say, pick your poison. My mother used to always say, pick your poison, because everybody have their way about themselves. And if you can stand it, if you can literally stand it, you're going to stand it for as long as you can stand it. And I have a cousin who always says this word, says, hey, cuz, stay as strong as you can for as long as you can. And I
always tell you this every day. Life is not hard. People make it hard.
Well, yeah, people do make it hard.
And that's what I'm saying about the relationships. Yeah. When I was with that ex, and you know him, we had a phenomenal situation.
Yeah.
We could have been the real life J&B. Everyday people, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not celebrities, but everyday people. We had that ability. But the mindset is just what you're talking about.
I want to add.
They stuck in their little small box.
But
they're afraid to. They program.
Let me reiterate this, because you all don't know it like I know it, and I want to just tell you this, sister. I know that you all couldn't have been like J&B, because the fact of the matter is that, honestly and truly, that you did like him. I do know this, and this is the truth, and I tell it like it is. I don't tell it like I think it is. It should be the way, I tell it like a TIS, like it is. Fact of the matter is, it was allowing, it was settling, and I'm not gonna lie to you. And if you search your heart,
I ain't got to look far.
If you search your heart, and she's laughing. But if she actually search her heart, it wasn't what you wanted to begin with.
It
so
worked
the thing, no, understand this.
It
Because,
worked.
look, I don't want you all to misunderstand it. What I'm saying to you is that it wasn't what you really wanted. In other words, let me tell you this. Let me tell you all this. Say you want a Corvette when you were a kid. You want a Corvette, but somebody come by at the moment, you know what I'm saying, and says, "Hey, look at this souped up Camaro, and it looks fast, and again, still the Camaro's nothing wrong with the Camaro, but it's still not that Corvette. It's still not the. And the thing about it is that she was looking for that Corvette. Honestly and truly, you know, it was not that. And the thing about it is that she saw all the good that was in this individual. Besides that, and saying that, like everybody else says to him, excuse me, you know, my phone be ringing like this. I don't know why this thing. I put this thing on, so I'm going to hit it anyway, like that, knock that thing off like that. But anyway, the thing about it is that, excuse my back, but the thing about it is that she allowed. What I'm saying is that she literally allowed herself to accept less. See, when you accept less, no matter what, don't get me wrong, your less may be somebody's best.
When you come to a certain age, I am of that age.
There you go, and there she goes. See,
I am of that age.
There she goes.
You have to weigh the pros and the cons, and you have to pick the lesser of two evils.
Okay, there she goes. You know
what I mean?
I'm messing up on the set.
You either going to go with
exactly.
You know, say 60%,
right?
Or you gonna go with 40%,
right?
And by no stretch of the imagination was I gonna go for 40, so I went with the 60.
Okay, but understand this. See, look, this is what
you know what I mean.
This
so
is what
when
I
you
understand.
Come to that age,
I understand the third.
And you know you a certain type of woman, which I am. You have your pickings are slim.
That's what she just said. See what I'm saying? Listen to what she just said. She says your pickings. Okay, but listen to what I'm saying to you. See, the thing about it, I know patience is a virtue. Carries a lot of weight. Now, pressure busts a pipe. Understand it. There's no question. You see pipes burst open wide from pressure. And the thing about it is we are always pressured. And the thing was about it is that you said, oh, well, I'm tired of not going here and there and not having somebody like. So he was more comfortable at the time with you like that. And he was an expert. But the thing about it, let me tell you this. See, and you find out, and this is me, this is everybody. We find out a true statement that grandma always said. I'll say your grandmama or your uncle, or somebody older than you are, you know, I always say one thing about it. I'd rather be alone and happy than with someone and sad. Because loneliness is a sad affair. Please trust and please believe that, because I'm a single man. I've been lonely many times with a room full of people. But, ooh, man, I'm spending some dollars a day. Somebody's getting it. Bless you. But anyway, my thing is that you will find yourself in the midst of loneliness, accepting less than you actually want. And think about it, not to say that you don't like a person or really begin to care. Because look, let me tell you something. If you bring a mutt in here, like people call some of those a mutt, you bring a mutt in here and you wanted a thoroughbred, you get that mutt in here, you're going to begin to love that mutt.
You will.
You will begin to love that mutt. And
for the companionship.
And
they were a good person. They were really good. They were entertaining.
But you know what? Let me tell you something.
They were good.
If you're a good person, and you are a good person,
but they just had
let me tell you this.
Issues.
See, spirit. I'm strong. I'm a spiritualist. I'm not
they had issues.
Let
That's
me
all
tell
I
you
can
this.
say about that.
Everybody has issues, but the thing about it is that, let me explain
this. They had issues I ain't got.
They're not your one. When they're your one, you'll know they're your one. It is hard sometimes to find your one.
Sometimes you never find your one.
You never find your one, but you know, you settle. And the thing about settling is something that it always irks you about this certain thing. You know, this certain, the color of this car, or this doors are too big. Things about it, you know, for as that, it's just, it irks you. So the thing about it is, I know what you're saying. I hear somebody saying right now, what are we supposed to do? Just sit up and wait until one comes about? Okay, well, the thing about it, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to have fun, but sometimes we get wrapped up in. See, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to add this in there on that for as the X coming back. Let me still get to the X. It's a thing called love and lust. And I can tell everybody out there, they say it's a thin line between love.
We did a show about that.
Right, they say it's a thin line between love and hate. Well, damn, I tell you. It's a thin line between lust and love. It is now. It is, because sometimes you can lust that person so much until you feel like, I'm falling in love with them. And it really is. It's a trickery. See, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. One thing about that mind is a very tedious situation, and it can be tricked. The mind can be tricked. Like,
you know what? It wasn't that for me with that ex. I mean, because right now today, if I call him right now and let him come back, he gonna be the same person he was. I'm not trying to go backwards.
What I'm saying,
I'm not trying to regress in this life. I'm all about moving
progressing, move forward.
All about.
I understand.
And he's still gonna be who he is.
I know that.
He gonna act good for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But he was good then. He just had a tragic situation that changed his life, and
right.
he was too weak to deal with it. And that's not who I am.
Well,
I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. So if I'm faced with a challenge, I'm going for it head on. Come on with it. I'm not going to run from it. And that was the difference in he and I.
Exactly.
I'm a survivor, and he's not.
Well, he's more mild, a more timider individual.
Yeah, and he's scary. I ain't scary. I feel nothing but the Creator.
Well,
so whatever situation is thrown at me, I'm going to deal with that situation head on. I'm going head on with it. I'm not finna run from it. I'm not finna shut down and hide, and it's not gonna destroy me.
Okay.
I'm looking like, okay, all right, this is what it is. Let me move on.
I had a young lady I was dealing with a while ago, and matter of fact, she told me, she had an ex and she had some kids. As a matter of fact, by the guy, she had kids, and a lot of these guys, I'm saying men, I'm standing on you, and I'm talking about you. You get upset with me all you want to, but I'm gonna tell like it is. A lot of you are deadbeat daddies, and this is true. It's a sad thing that your dad be daddy. I mean, the one, and I'm saying, oh, you get help the situation. Let me tell you something. Those women be with those kids 24/7, and they find a way. The fact of the matter is, I do pity you. You shall find a way. If you don't find a way with your greasy ass, you need to make a way. But the fact is that she says, well, he's not able to do what he wants to do or what he ought to do. Then the fact of the matter is that you don't more lenient on an individual because of that. He's an ex. The fact of the matter is that, hey, either you're going to stay with that situation, you're going to leave that situation alone. Sometimes, I'm going to tell you something. It's a true thing, man, that you're the captain of your own domain. You are the captain of your ship. You are the leader of your life. You are the leader. And we find out why a lot of people, we see that those people are very successful. And the thing about it is that we did a show one time about this here. You follow their heart and not their minds. The ones that follow their minds, 99.9% of the times are more successful because they follow their minds. And the mind tells you off the top, no, that's not a good move. Or try it, or try it a different way. That's not working this way or that way. And the mind tells you that. So our heart is soft. The heart for a man's heart is soft. Woman's heart is soft. Humans' hearts are soft sometimes. Somebody says, oh, you got a cold heart. Yeah, you got a cold heart. But let me tell you something. We make time for things we want to make time for.
You do.
We make time for things we want to make time for. And the thing about it is that also remember that, some people take a little bit longer to come aboard. I do agree. Some people, because you don't know, a lot of people have been in tragic situations. And you cannot say that, a person will love you quicker, because they may have been in a tragic situation, like your friend. They've been in a tragic situation, and I'm saying, the men have been in tragic situations also, which sometimes it allows them to fall back, because yet still they're afraid to actually stick it out there, whatever it is. But the thing of women, more so than men, I think, most of the time, it's a lot of women who have tragic situations. So she must trust in a different way, because she's going for different angles. You understand? It's a thing like that. So the thing about it is when we say, okay, go back to our ex, and you had the chance to either piss or get off the pot, and you actually didn't do what you're supposed to do, and then now you want to come back to the situation again. Yeah. Yes, I assure you, I don't know everybody's life out there. I assure you, if so happen that you usually go back to that ex, I assure you, chances are for you to make it you hit the lottery fast. It's slim to none. You got a better chance at the lottery, I tell you.
I just feel like, and my good friend Elizabeth said this too. I spoke to her about it. And she said, let an ex stay an ex. You have to go back and remember why you broke it off with them. What was it that brought you to that point? And I feel the same way. I remember,
those things.
When this individual contacted me,
exactly.
and they had a revelation, and I I gotta come clean
and all that time away, it made you really have time to actually to go back on it.
Yeah, it made me have time to reflect on it. You know, I'm so glad I was out of that. I could have got caught up in that for a lifetime. If so happened
that you get up on it, quick enough, you might be able to seize the moment. But believe me, I'm telling you.
And you gotta be so careful nowadays with people letting them into your life. Yeah. Did you hear the story? I think I sent it to you. You see that fool in Memphis? Killed his baby and his baby mama. The baby was 2 days old.
Now, there's no reason.
The girl had just got out the hospital. He shot in the head and killed her and took the 2-day-old baby and put her in the Mississippi River.
No reason.
Now, you know she did not know that fool was going to do that. She had a baby with this fool. She thought this was somebody she knew.
And trusted, loved. You have a baby by me, love them.
How can you trust people? It's not easy for me to trust people. It's not easy for me to allow new people in my life. I'm very, very, very skeptical about letting new people in my life.
This is what I'm saying. That's the point I'm saying. Is that everybody have baggage. So what it is that a person will have to work harder with you to get into your life.
Absolutely.
But once they actually get there, then
they mess up.
Once they get there, they pass the test of gold. Even gold is tested now. Even gold is tested, and it takes a test. And you know what? I'm a victim of that myself, going through relationships with that. I've been tested more times than anybody.
But you just had a situation recently where one of your exes tried to come back.
Yeah.
And it was nice and it was smooth at first. Yeah. And then she showed her ugly face.
Well, the thing about it is, because the thing was about it is, I believe strongly then, it was asked and touched upon different situations. Are you ready for it? 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 And by the time she came back, I was more than ready for it. And the thing is that now, are you ready? Oh, they talked about it. This is what I want. This is what. But my brother has a saying. My baby brother, little Munchie, daddy, he always has a saying. He always says, "I know one thing for sure: to find out what a person don't want. I know how to fix that. Give them what they want, and you'll find out what they don't want." And I'm like, man, that is deep, because the thing about it, when you give a person something that they think that they want or they want, you will know. Because when you say, oh, I want someone, give them what they want. Boom, give them what they, and you will actually see a lot of times that's not what they really want. You say, okay, so we know you don't want this, but also we know what you don't want. You don't want this either. So the thing about it, that's a deep thing, because now you're reaching to the point of saying that you want to see exactly what a person's able and capable of getting and wanting. So the thing about it, give them what they want. And, the exes have, men and women, at first, they have a certain type of power in the relationship. It's so happen to get a one-on-one with a person. Because I tell you, one thing for sure is this, is that if two people are together and they're discussing something, and they can't come to an agreement, a third person is in their ear. Third person's in the ear. That's everybody. So what you know, that's business. That's whatever.
I can believe that.
So a third person is in their ear. If they do not see eye to eye, whether it's we have a right to agree to disagree.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We have a right to agree to disagree. You and I do it all the time. So we have a right to agree to disagree. But yet still, when you got someone who heavily disagrees, and
it should be something that's simple.
Okay, all right, I take that. Okay, yeah, I take that. Whatever. And then they irks them is dealing with them in their inner spirit because somebody else is in their ear. So don't feel bad about that, because yet still an ex or whoever that ex is. We're talking about exes right now today. That ex, somebody else is in their ear, whether it's mom or daddy, sister, brother, cousin, auntie. It's somebody else in their ear. Their ex could be in their ear as well, because some people still be cool with their ex. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. If you're cool with a person,
I'm not cool with no exes like that.
Well,
my ex-husband. Great relationship. Well, okay, but we were married and we have children.
Right.
But we grown folks. We real grown.
Yeah.
We got a great relationship. Right. But other exes of mine, I'm not cool with them like that. You ain't in my life no more. I ain't got no need to be cool with you. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to see you. We ain't kicking it. No. It just goes to my point. One of my exes from a decade ago.
Wow. You know who you are, because I see you watching.
A fool. text me out the damn blue.
Yeah.
Won't you leave them waist alone?
Well, that's
Who you talking to?
First of all, when an idiot says something like that, and whoever you are, I know you are an idiot for saying something like that.
I'm like,
let me tell you something.
First of all, I ain't talked to your ass in 10 years.
I don't know whether you're fat, skinny, or whatever you may be, but the fact of the matter is,
he got a beer belly.
Let me explain something.
Jealous ninja.
First of all,
where you come from?
First of all,
because my number don't change. I ain't changing my number for these fools.
Whoever you are, you truly need to get that beer belly together because you can't tell nobody about nothing about lifting no weight.
What?
Yeah, you stepping on my territory when you
he
talk about
say,
this. You know nothing about it in the world.
I showed you the text him. He say, I want you to leave them weights alone because I asked you to and just do aerobics. Who you talking to?
Well, that's how he actually saw it to be. But you understand how you saw it to be ain't the way that
Who
it
you
is.
talking to? But first of all, I was lifting before I met you, ninja.
Well, my point is, so the thing about it, he wants you to stop. And that ain't going to
But wait a minute. Who are you to ask me to stop doing anything?
He knew.
Do you pay my bills?
He knew.
Do you take care of me? Do you pay my mortgage?
He know that would not be.
Am I a kept woman by you?
That's
what I want to know. Am I a kept woman? And even if I was a kept woman, they still ain't gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. Okay? Let's be clear on that. But this fool, one of my exes, have not dealt with him in a decade. You hear me? Those of you who don't know, 10 years I ain't dealt with this nigga.
Wow.
And he out the blue.
Wow.
Texts me. Because he texts me good morning. He one of them nine that text good morning. That's all I get from this fool. Good morning.
Well, that's as far as he's going to get.
That's as far as it goes.
That's as far as he's going.
He texts me, what you doing?
You want to make sure he stays on your mind.
He ain't on my mind. He is an
idiot. That's what he believes.
And I told him, you sound like a crazy person. I say, you need some help.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I say, you need some help.
Exactly. But the thing about it, he's not going to seek that help.
What makes somebody feel like they're your ex and they could just reappear in your life and tell you what they want you to do?
Well, that's what I say. It's because of the person.
And you know what? Was it like 2 weeks before he texted me and told me he wanted me to spend the night with him? And I said, why the fuck would I spend the night with you? For what?
Yeah. Well.
For what reason?
Because he wants to.
Because I asked you. Oh. I said, boy, you need to seek help immediately.
Well, those are.
I was watching your show.
Those are comical moments.
I swear it was funny.
Moments, but
I said, this fool needs some help.
Think about it, those are comical
moments. He needs some help right away.
But we have to understand.
What would make me want to go back with that?
Well, you have a stable mind. And the thing about it is that you know that's BS, and he knows that's BS. So the thing about that BS, the thing about it, keep BS what BS is supposed to be in the bullpen.
You know, he got mad at me because a few months, well, maybe like a year. It's almost a year, approaching a year. His mom became sick. And she became to the point where she had to be placed in a nursing home. She required 24/7 care.
Oh, wow.
And he got mad at me because he texts me. He's texting me now. This is the thing that turned me off with a grown-ass man. Don't be texting me. If you grown, call me. Call me. I'm not a teenager. And if you know me, you ain't a teenager either. Yeah. Don't be damn texting me. So he texted me. It's the first turn off. And I'm like, this fool again. Yeah. All he know I do is text.
Yeah.
You can help me. I ain't doing good. Every time I put my mama in the nursing home.
Well, you don't even know his mother like that.
I don't know his mom at all.
Wow.
You could marry me and just move me and my mom in your house. What?
Well, hold up. Everybody, for a moment, let's just do this, okay? Let's delete that fool. Wait, what I'm saying, hold up.
I say back a decade ago, I must have had a blonde moment. You know I was blonde for a while.
Let's do this.
You know I went through my blonde phase.
But let's do this.
I was Faith Evans for a while, y'all.
Wait, on that move. On that
I was
note,
a bimbo.
On that note,
why I ever talk to this fool?
On that particular note, let us truly get away.
Oh Lord!
Let us get away from that particular fool because he's taking up the knowledgeable moments.
But this goes straight to my point. Why You leaving X and X.
Yeah.
Your ass is an X for a reason. You are X for a reason.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Okay, what about if you would say ex-lover? If it's an ex-lover, yours, not an ex-boyfriend.
But see, I don't have lovers.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that because I know a lot of you are going to take that.
If I'm loving you, I'm with you.
Wait, no, a lot of you are going to take that under consideration. Well, okay, you screw with this person, make a love with this person, have sex with this person, your ex-sexual partner. Let's go there. Let's kick it in there for a minute. Would you actually take an ex-sex partner back? Those things. Let's kick that. So the thing about
that's all you, because I don't get down like that.
I'm going. Oh yeah.
I got low miles. Look here. I try to keep low miles, baby. I'm certified pre-owned like that Lexus I got.
I used to.
That odometer ain't turning over no time soon.
I used to get down like that too. But let's put the ex-lover part in there. See, that's an important thing too. Because you say your ex, when we say ex, we said, okay, we talked about the boyfriend and girlfriend. How about the ex-lover part? Let's put that part in there. So if you had an ex-lover, all right, would you take an ex-lover back? That means would you sleep back with him or whatever? It just was truly just a sexual thing, a lusting thing. Then that's a horse of a different color.
But you know what? I think that's a little different.
It is a lot different.
Because see, I don't know for sure. You correct me if I'm wrong, but when you say a lover, there's not an emotional attachment there. That's just more so a physical attachment.
Well, women are different. Everybody tells me so.
I told you that.
So women are different. So usually, not every woman, because some women say, "Hey, I can sleep with 10 men," and I don't know. Okay, well
those
that's
are
fine.
whores.
So okay. I love whores. I love you whores. So let's get that straight.
I'm sorry if you offended.
Wait, hold up. Let me put the defense in on you as a defense for you. I love you whores. I love all of you whores. You whores.
Whores need love.
Well, let me tell you something. You whores keep houses together.
There you go. Whores need love.
They don't get credit.
I'm just saying.
The whores don't get credit because the whores really keep households together.
How you figure that?
Oh, they do. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Why? Because she do what the wife won't do?
Well, yeah, a lot of times. So I'm going to tell you something. That keeps... See, the thing about a man is... Here's the truth. I'm going to tell you this here. A man like to be felt, like to be thought of as a king. That's why they have... You got some women that got that thing in them. They say, okay, I got to have a dip. They dip thing, the person on the side. And that's why you have kept women, and saying about it, they say whore is a person who has sex for money. Okay, well, the thing about it is a kept woman. And you find a lot of people who are able. A lot of men are not able. I'm talking about when I say able, I mean actually able to take care of 2-3 households. That's why you find some men have 2 or 3 households and take care of. I had a buddy of mine who, his mother had 5 kids by this man, and this man had a whole other family living across town. I do know that for sure. But my point, I will say, is this: for as a lover, and sexual partner, sometimes that keeps a man happy. And during the course of him being happy, he's happy even with his wife, which he married and made her an honest woman, because this other woman is putting down things or doing things for him that she's not doing. So he excludes that and forgets about that and still go back to her because he's married to her. And he said, okay, well, this lover's doing all these things to me. She made me feel good. And some men will leave. Who was that? Somebody. I had a friend of mine who told me that this. Oh, wait a minute. Someone told me. You know who you are. You said that your dad had a whole family, and you didn't even know about it, and they lived across town. This young lady. They didn't even know about it until the day of the funeral, and he was married to our mother for 37 years. 37 years he's married to her mom, but she never knew that he had a whole family, and he lived across town, and he would come every weekend, and he was always working, so he was able to come home on weekends, so he would stay there on the weekends.
I've heard stories
like that.
At
her mom's house.
I've heard stories like that.
I've heard a lot of that. So those people truly keep a happy home a lot of time. And you know what? Before I used to think that was the dirtiest thing in the world.
But you know what? I think that his heart is probably with his wife. She has his heart. That's who he loves. But the wife is not the type of woman who the whore is, for lack of a better word. The whore is going to make him feel what he wants to feel. He may have fetishes and things that he likes that The wife just ain't going. She not that kind of woman. She ain't cut from that kind of cloth. But this whore on the other end,
rest for sure though.
You know,
rest for sure.
She gonna do whatever you want.
I would tell you this from self-experience as a man, as a person, and I would tell you this. You know, you tell me about women are emotionally attached once they start having sex with you, whatever. Let me. I want to ask you a question about that too. What if a woman starts having sex with you and then she stops having sex with you for a while? So is she emotionally attached to you still?
Yeah.
Okay, I do believe that too.
Yeah.
My point is this: is that
she misses that. She misses that.
Yeah.
That intimacy, that closeness. Yeah.
Because I strongly believe people are very strange thing. People are very strange. I would say this is that an ex-lover. Should you take an ex-lover back? Well, actually, ex-lover usually just fades away. It's not. It's okay. I'm not gonna be your lover no more. Don't talk to me. It usually is not like that unless it breaks up abruptly. So ex-lover usually fades away. It usually, not all the time. There's never all the time. Sometimes they have done something that's it's really you can't call up your girlfriend. Well, you knew you were wrong about it to begin with. So I'm not dealing with her no more. So then you run into her after you're not dealing with your woman no more, and then you take the ex-lover back. But you know what kind of person that is, so you know exactly what pocket to put them in. How to deal with that situation. Yeah, you could take that ex-lover like that back. If it was a good lover, if you liked it, yeah, why not?
And it's like we always say on this show, understanding. As long as you all have that understanding that this is what it is and it is no more, then you go into that with the knowledge and the understanding that, okay, this is going to be just a physical relationship. I'm not going into this expecting anything other than physical gratification. That's it. I want to be satisfied physically. But I feel like you have to have that understanding. Because as a woman, I'm telling you, 99.5% of the women,
let me say this on
they're going to get emotionally attached.
Let me say this on both ends, on that note right there. It's a big clause, a big ass clause on that for men and women. Because believe me, once you start having sex with an individual, once you start having sex, however that goes, man or woman, you develop feelings. There are certain feelings with that individual. It's a different now if you all want having sex or nothing like that. Once you all have met intimately like that, men and women say what you want to say and play how you want to play. But once you start having sex with that individual, that changes the game from 0 to 100. It changes the game. It changes the game from 0 to 100. It changes.
It might change for one or the other, maybe not for both.
Oh, it changes for both. Let me tell you why.
Because I know some dog dirty and ninjas who just, some female associates of mine, they were sleeping with these guys, and these was some dogmatic ninjas. And they started developing feelings. Now, they had the talk. They had the talk in the door. We gonna get together. We gonna do what we do, and we gonna go our separate ways.
But it don't never work like that.
And when she started getting feelings, she started wanting more. And that ninja flat out told my girlfriend, "Oh, look here. This ain't that."
Right, that's true. But I'm telling you,
we do what we do, and that's it. That's all.
The reason why he said that, I tell you, I don't know either.
And I don't think he felt anything for her because she wasn't the only one that he was sleeping with.
Well, I tell you, that's why he stopped it and checked it in the door, because instead, if it kept on going, it would have developed more so than he wanted it to. And say, I know I shouldn't have done it after you'd done it. It developed. Look, that thing.
See, that's why I don't get out like that.
Look, okay, I'll tell you this.
I'm not doing all that.
I'll tell you this. See, look.
I'm sorry.
When you're a kid.
Dondi DeVarreaux ain't doing all that.
When you're a child.
You ain't gonna be riding me like the rodeo, goddamn.
No, I'm saying
moving on to the next horse.
When you're a kid, you call it what they say call it puppy love when you're a kid, right?
You gonna invest.
Listen to what I'm saying. So investment, understand me. That's what I want to say.
Absolutely.
Is that when you're a child, you got this puppy love, you crazy dog hair crazy about the situation, and you think it's pure love. But let me tell you something. Once you start developing and putting in skin into what we talked about earlier, when you start putting skin into that relationship, it becomes a thing of a different. It becomes different. I don't care who you are.
It
man,
does.
Woman, it becomes different. When you start buying things and putting things in, that person doing things, you are doing things, that becomes a world of a different, man, because yet still now you have investments.
Well, see, that's not a lover. Now you talking more relationship. I'm not buying nothing for a lover. Well, if you just my lover, we just do a physical thing. We just a booty call. Well, look, we like me and Mrs. Jones. For you young folks who don't know, they met at the same place at the same time, at the same day, every week. It's an old song. You can Google it if you want to. But a lover, that's what you do. Now, when you get to buying stuff and doing things, let me you going beyond level now.
Let me specify. They call them fuck buddies. Okay.
Well, see, I ain't doing that.
But let me explain that to you. When you got a lover is different from a fuck buddy.
What is
That's
the
what
difference?
It's called. It's a world of a difference.
What is the difference?
Ooh, it's a world of a difference. Let me tell you.
You know we getting totally off topic.
No, we're not, because it's ex. No, if it's your ex buddy or your ex lover. Oh no, we hit all ex.
What in the hell is the difference?
Let me explain it. The fuck buddy is that when you see the person see you in a red light, they see the, let's go do a thing. They both know they got two different separate lives totally. I just like to say, bam, knock it down, they out of there. Now a lover is different. You want to see him with, I saw this right here looks good on you, and you buy that for him. He's a lover, and he has sex with you. And the thing about it, if he needs something, you help him. No, wait, hold on now. Let me explain the difference. So the thing about it is that a lover, if she needs something, you help her out if you can. Hey man, okay, I got you, baby, but you know I'm dealing with my mama, whatever. But bam, you help her out because you all are lovers. You all are lovers.
See, y'all, this is why I need Dondi.
There is a difference.
Because my understanding.
There's a big difference between fuck buddy and lover.
I am totally
fuck buddy
L7 when it comes to that.
Fuck buddy come 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, knock them down, bam, they out your house, they gone. You out their house, boom, you gone.
See, I ain't doing no.
A lover, let me tell you something. They can be out of your house like that, but yet still they're interested in you because you all are lovers. And the thing about it, sometimes they say we can be lovers and friends, lovers and friends. Yeah, so tell me again. We be lovers and friends. So a lover is a potential wife or a potential fiance or whatever. A lover. See, a lover. That word lover is so deep that it's profoundly deep. A lover. So let me specify that. A fuck buddy is different from a lover. Because yet still, a fuck buddy can live across the hall from you. When her husband leaves and go to work, your wife leaves and go to work, bam, you all knock it off. Boom, that's it. Now, if you all are lovers, you all get the hotel together at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you all stay there till 9:30 at night. Sometimes you're gonna look at that. Sometimes you'll wake up and you done went past your time, you know what those things, when people go past the hour, they don't open, oh damn, I just want to pick my kid up. If you ever watch the movie, hold up. If you ever watch the movie, it's a movie called Unfaithful, and you have Richard Gere's in that movie.
Oh yes, that's a good movie. You guys.
It's called Unfaithful.
It's very good.
It's called Unfaithful. Now that guy had became her lover. Just a fuck buddy.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, she had feelings for him.
Okay, now
she cared for him.
Now for the ones who don't know, let me explain fuck buddies to you, because if you ever watched that movie, Fatal Attraction, they were fuck buddies. Do you understand that?
What this got to do with exes?
Because wait, they were ex. I'm saying your ex that you take the ex back. So we talking about you take ex-boyfriend back, ex-girlfriend back, or ex-lover. Sometimes wait, hold on. So no, the one because the topic was to take the ex back. Should you take the ex back?
I say no.
Now think about it.
No.
Think about it. Ex-girl. Now let's specify so you all understand. Ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. Now those are different things because yet still you have time wrapped up in those things. That's what we're mainly saying.
What I want to know is,
have
you seen this person off and on for years. Like one of them guys that texts me good morning every morning. I dated him for years. Off and on. And I was always single when he come back around. So I'm like, okay, I ain't doing shit else. Get back with him. And it was always the same stuff. So
it's gonna always be.
At one point
it's gonna always be.
He come back and I'm like, oh no, I ain't doing this no more.
It's gonna always be the same thing.
It's always the same thing. So I don't at this point in my life, I'm not No.
It's a song
X
by what's my man named Michael McDonald. I keep forgetting
that I'm not in love
We're not
anymore.
in love anymore.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. See, the thing about it, sometimes, listen to the song, listen to the words. Every time you smile, every time I see your sweet smile or whatever, he says, I keep forgetting. That's the thing. See, we forget. See, how my mom used to always say, how soon we forget. We forget. Forgetting, let me tell you something. Let's specify that. Because we don't forget anything.
And
Nobody forgets.
We
don't. But I tell you, the mind does this. Human mind never forgets. It's a very strong thing, like muscle. Muscle has a recordable memory. And memory, one thing about memory, we do not never forget anything. We fail to recall. That's the word to say. I fail to recall. That's the correct way. I fail to recall because we don't forget. Don't forget. So the thing about it is when we get back into a relationship with an ex.
You guys absolutely right, because that's just what I told my ex last week.
Right. When we get back in a relationship with an ex,
we
fail to recall.
Would I give him another chance?
We fail to recall the things. And I'm guilty of that as well. I'm guilty of that. I tried that.
No.
I tried that with an ex,
I know.
I tried it, and a couple things happened. That is why, because I had failed to recall why I broke it off with that situation. When you fail to recall with something, man, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because the mind, we do not forget. We just fail to recall. And I think that, strongly, I do believe that, an ex, you shouldn't have to take an ex back. If you break up with them, if you all come, now you all may come to, and I understand, let me explain this to you as well. When you could push back from your boyfriend or girlfriend. You could push back from them. That's not breaking up with them. You could back up. You may have been going too fast. Hold up. Let's slow this down. This was a little bit too fast. So let's start taking it back to other stages, the courting stage, as I call it. You take that back to the court stage, and you haven't broken up with that individual, but you have leaned off of it. So it'll allow you to actually see the truth of that individual. A lot of times that happens in fresh relationships. Sometimes we have to step back and take a look. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. But then we actually say, okay, that was a little bit too fast, and what I did, whatever, was a little bit too much. So then you start beginning to understand and grow with that individual. If you still like that individual, then you all have not broken up, cracked it. Boom. When you break it, it's broken. But when you say, oh, wait a minute, begin to bend, let's take that weight off of it.
But you know what I find, in dating different people, to me, it is, it's so exhausting. It's a turnoff, and it's really just, it's irritating as hell. It's got me to the point where I don't even want to date no damn body, because everyone comes to the table with their baggage.
Okay.
Everyone comes and they just dump their damn baggage.
But see, that's another thing too.
Right there on the table for you, and I'm like, hey,
and that's another. That's another subject as well.
I don't want all that.
That's another subject. When you say dating,
it's so exhausting.
Dating,
it's like,
because when you begin to date, you begin to lend yourself out. Instead of saying, hey, let's go out. We're not dating. We're going out. We're going to see what's happening with this. We're not dating.
I mean, I call it dating because I see them periodically, but I'm not intimate with anyone.
Okay, what I'm saying, dating.
But the thing is, I don't have the desire to be intimate with them, because the first thing they bring in and dumping on the damn table is their baggage. And I cannot stress enough how much of a turnoff that is. You don't go into a new situation with your old situation. If you still got your ex in your head, in your heart, don't go into a new situation. Stay your ass by yourself. Get you some mental help. Talk to a professional. Heal. Let it heal. Do not involve another innocent.
But see, that comes from
individual.
That comes from what I just said
in your madness.
That becomes what I was saying earlier, loneliness.
But be adult enough. This is just what I told.
That's following the head now.
That's what I told my ex. No, and no.
Well, the thing about it is that
the place I'm at in my life, you ain't there yet. You still caught up in the rapture of your past. My past is long gone, is dead, is dust, and it blew away. It don't exist.
Right, but the thing about it, they're not
his
ready.
past is still all up and through his life.
Because the reason being is that he's not ready to let it go. But
see, and that's my point. Don't go and involve a new, innocent person who ain't got nothing to do with that shiggity. I wasn't there. I wasn't a part of that shiggity. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know the parties involved. I don't want to know. You're not finna come in my life and create this chaos. You know, and he was like crying, and why wouldn't you won't give me another chance? You know I love you. No, you don't. You still lying.
Well,
you still lying.
You know, the thing about it, let me tell you, that wouldn't work.
I know it wouldn't work because I've seen so much since I've been removed from it.
It's not feasible. So it's just wasting your time.
It totally is. I saw so much since I've been removed from it that I would never go back. I don't believe in wasting time. Time is so precious. Time is so precious. I just got notification yesterday that one of my old coworkers died, and she's still hanging on to that daggone job. Had plenty of time to retire. Plenty of time. The people got to kick you out.
Yeah.
And that person, same way. Some people, you get married to their job, their career, that defines who they are. That has never been me. When I was in my career, I still had my own damn business. Had my own identity, my own life. I've always been a business owner. Always had my own shiggity. Had that job for them good ass benefits.
Well, you know,
but had my own identity. And this lady died and could have been and retired, and she could have been enjoying her life.
Well, that's what I want to say.
Couldn't let go.
A lot of times a person will marry something else, marry a job. You marry a job, and then once you marry the job, the thing about it, that brings another individual in to have to deal with that situation. And to deal with all that shit. This shit is hard.
I'm not trying to deal with all that.
When you want to deal with the individual, they say, the individual is part of the job. It's my DNA. No, let's get honest. That's a bunch of bullshit. You telling them bullshit.
That's exactly what it is.
It's bullshit.
It is.
And bullshit deserves to stay in a pen with a bull.
Right.
So my thing is that I tell you, I am an expert. I am not in your relationships. But I will tell you now, you will try it, and it's like a cheap whore. You will buy it, and buy it big. I don't think that you ought to go back to an ex. When you all have been there and done that and been through hell and back, and then now you going, you broke up.
Because it's going to be the same stuff, regurgitated. Same stuff.
It's going to
same stuff, different day.
It's going to bring the same result. You know what I'm saying?
And you're gonna remember.
What he said is redundant. It's a redundant situation, and it was redundant is something you do it over and over.
If it didn't work the first time, what make you think it's gonna work a second time or a third time? And I think people who get remarried just retarded. You just retarded.
Watch that word.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend nobody, but y'all crazy.
Well, the thing about it, I'll say this, is that I do believe that they're crazy. But the thing about it is that, look, I tell you, we're here talking to you. We're not dealing with your situation because you're not dealing with our situations.
Right.
But I will tell you that
these are situations that we deal with on our own.
But so the thing about it is that growing pains is.
He dealt with it last week. I dealt with it last week, and it caught me. It took me aback. I was so surprised when I get the FaceTime call. I'm like,
it shocked you. You saw the name roll up. Oh man, who the
what?
Who? What the bebop, the bop, the beep, the bibbity bop. You know, I want to add something in here, and I want to add it because, like I said, I told you all in the beginning. I said I want to be in a learning stage today. I'm going to ask questions because it's things that I don't know as well. And the thing about it is that sometimes it's hard to read an individual. You know, what basically a person should like, and you say to yourself. But then I think you gave me the answer. I do believe. You said everybody shows emotions differently.
They do.
It's not that they're not appreciative. It's just that they're cautious or they just show different emotions. And I'm just learning that. I'm just learning that. See, I'm not afraid to learn because when you learn, you're great because you're learning. A lot of things
you can't stay inside your little box.
Right, and when you learn, when you stop learning, you're dead. You did when you stop learning. I got so much to learn. I do know. I've dealt with lots of situations, And they don't like the way I want them to be. Trust me. And I try to make the best of the situation. Not to say bad, because some of the situations not bad. You know, I try to make the best of the situation. And I was torn and thinking about a situation, and I'm like, wow, maybe I'm making a bad decision. You told me today, maybe I'm making a bad decision. I got decisions to make within myself. You know, I'm like, man, the situations, you know, I'm in. You know, am I making a bad judgment call? You know, but the thing about it, blessed be that it so happen if I make a bad judgment call that I'm able to recoup from it. That's what we hope for. We hope for it's like getting sick. I say it's like hoping for a speedy recovery if so happen that we make the bad decision. Hoping that we have the fast turnaround if so happen we make the big bad decision. But you will not be able to make a decision in the love game unless you play the game. That's like the lottery. You never win unless you play. You know, you have to play it. You have to play that game in order to know. You know, there's a song that Alvin Harris wrote for me. I used to write for Luther Vandross. I'll tell you the words of it. He says, "A lot of love has come and gone. Some were right and some were wrong, but it hasn't changed my point of view. When love dies, find one that's new." That's deep, and it's hard, but it's true. And you know, I saw you from me many years ago, and I laid the track. But that is true. A lot of love has come and gone. Some were right, and some were wrong. But it hasn't changed my point of view. When love dies, find one that's new. So the meaning is that don't let people change you. If you're a giving lover or caring for a person, don't, just because you're in bad relationships or you get into a bad relationship or a bad situation, don't let it change you. If you are a lover, a caring for a person, a giver, still be that person, because trust and pleasement, oh no, they get shitted on. But listen, I assure you, see, they like to say what goes around comes around, and we've all lived and seen that. Just as sure as you are born, as sure as you're going to die, what goes around does come back around. Karma. It comes back around. I don't care who you are. So the thing about it is that be that person. Don't let that person break you. See what I'm saying? Like, and I go back into saying that sometimes in our lives, we are lending ourselves in a situation. You may have to lend yourself to many situations in this life and in this time, but as long as you don't lose yourself in that situation. I say that's my favorite saying too. You know, if you don't lose yourself, you're going to be okay. Don't lose yourself. But you may have to lend yourself, though. That may be the hurt part of lending. We have to lend. In order to know what it is, you got to get in there. In order to feel the water, you got to put your feet in there, or your hand in there. You got to touch it. You got to touch it to see what it is. You can put a stick in there to see what it is. You got to get down into the dirty grabs of it to know what it is. You have to. And this is true. So don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to love. You know, don't be afraid to begin to love. Don't be afraid to care about someone, to see where it leads to. Check and see. Check those roads out. It's not going to always be a pleasant road. Now, sometimes it may start, because you know, I know this. Everything in life, everything that's worth having always start off lumpy, bumpy, then smooth. Lumpy, bumpy, then smooth. It never goes, whoop, smooth road, no. It always starts off lumpy, bumpy, then it gets smooth.
Well, that's your experience.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, anything that was meant to be was smooth as silk. When it wasn't that way, my gut instinct told me, leave that shiggity alone, and I didn't, and it was a catastrophe.
Well.
So now, at this time, in this place in my life, I follow my gut instinct. And I am so at peace. I'm all right with me. That's all that matters.
That's all right.
That's okay. All that matters to me. I don't give a care. You my ex, you gonna stay my ex. Because when you had me, you didn't appreciate me.
That hurts too.
You did not see what you had until you didn't have it anymore.
You didn't have it no more. They say you never missed the well until the water.
And like we always say, some people have been done, and I think that was his problem.
I always say that.
That was his problem.
Some have been done wrong so long until they forget what right feels.
He didn't know what being done right felt like, and things that I would do for him, he was just taken aback. He couldn't believe it. He did, and I'm like, this ain't nothing.
I'm a victim of that.
What your wife been doing for you all them years?
I'm a victim. I'm a victim.
You know,
I'm a victim of that as well.
What your wife been doing for you?
I'm a victim of that. I must say that
I remember when I was working, the guys at work would be like, "You take better care of your damn dog than my wife do for me." I'm like, "Cause I love my dog."
That's true. But then everybody have different emotions.
I love him. I got to make sure I cook his food.
Even though we
my wife won't even cook for me.
Even though we all have different emotions,
we
all know what's
right
and what's right and what's wrong. We do know that.
So, in conclusion, my advice is let an X stay an X.
My advice is let an X stay an X.
Absolutely.
So we agree.
We agree on
that. We agree on that. We agree on
if
that.
It ain't broke,
don't fix it. Yeah, just tell us about it here.
Okay, we enter the end of our show. For those of you who don't know, we are part of the NMG Podcast Network. You can catch us on YouTube. We on all streaming platforms, Apple TV, you name it, Twitter, whatever. NMG Podcast Network. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to call us at 872-307-3828. Got a few sponsors I need to mention. First of all, Alpha Group Industries, LLC, optimal service at all time for all your freight needs, freight transportation needs. You can email us at alphagroupindustry773@outlook.com or call us at 708-907-3664. We have Don's Construction for all your constructions.
All of your construction. And my number has changed, so it's 773-459-4089.
There you go. Yeah. Anything you need construction-wise. We have Kane's Medical Career Training. The lovely Mrs. Walker is the instructor. You can reach out to her at Kane's, with a K, medicalcareertraining.com or area code 773-699-8819. If you ever were a CNA and you let your license lapse and you want to do it again, Mrs. Walker can help recertify you. Or if you want to become a CNA, Mrs. Walker can certify you so you can take that state exam and become a CNA. Also, I have OK Sports Lounge at 4736 West 147th Street in Midlothian, Illinois. I want to give a couple of shout outs to my very good friends, B-Dub, my girlfriend Elizabeth, Miss Earlene Bankhead, Miss Lisa Swain, my favorite Auntie Marie, my favorite cousin Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly is also a contractor. And we are Dondi DeVarreaux signing off, people. We hope that we have helped some of you today. We want you all to stay safe. You got any final thoughts for the people, Dondi?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And always remember one thing. Keep your head first.
Follow that good instinct.
That's true.
Peace out, people.
Love you.